born. Give it up for Josh Kramer!
Am I on? I can't tell.
You're on.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Katie and TJ. Keep it, I don't know if you're applauding at home, but keep the applause going because that was fantastic. Katie has known me my entire life, and that makes me feel like a kid again. Thank you for having me at the B'nai Jeshurun Zoom. Even though my family is 6 generations at Park Synagogue, we are all friends here. That's not a big deal at all. B'nai Jeshurun also makes me feel like a kid. Whenever I enter the doors of B'nai Jeshurun, I feel like I have to make a beeline directly to the youth service. Because of all my days in USY back then, I just feel comfortable there, even though I'm past my teens and my 20s. It's funny how I get stuck in that mind frame when I feel like a kid again. I can't hear an advertisement for teen night at the museum without thinking to myself, wow, that would make a fantastic USY event. Let's do it. Let's make that happen. Another reason I love B'nai Jeshurun is Cantor Aaron Shipman, and I can see he's on the Zoom. Of course he would be. Why wouldn't he be? He's fantastic. I love his voice. It's so sweet. It adds that extra special element to the service. That I just love it. He's great. Something I noticed as a child is that he's always on. He's singing even though he's not always singing. Even if he's just talking to you. We were ever at B'nai Jeshurun for like a bar mitzvah or something, he would greet us with a Shabbat Shalom, Grandma family, and it would be like, wow, oh my, bravo, that was beautiful. Cantor Shipman, you can always tell when Cantor Shipman feels like he has extra time on his hands, like maybe Rabbi Weiss went short with the sermon, which is rare, Rabbi Weiss. He can like pull out. He can like draw out the Kedusha a little bit with it's my favorite tune. He can do the slow and I love that tune. It's my thing. It's just he can really just draw it out as opposed to when the sermon goes long, when it's usually it goes past that part. I really do love Cantor Shepard, which is why I was so devastated to read in the Cleveland Jewish News like 3 weeks ago, and yes, I am the youngest subscriber to the Cleveland Jewish News, that Cantor Shipman will be departing B'nai Jeshurun in like a year and a half, and that's very sad for me. The article was very cryptic. It did not really explain where he would be going. It said he would be seeking a career change, and it was confusing to many, and that's why I'm excited to break the news here tonight that I know what Cantor Shipman will be moving on to. He is going to be the new voice of the Cleveland Browns. He'll be working with Jim Donovan. He's already got a great voice for it. So I'm going to ask you to direct your attention to the page 1 of the chat for Birkat HaBrowns. And it'll sound something like this. It's 4th down and 7 at the 48-yard line. Mayfield drops back and throws the ball. It's up, the ball is up. It's back on it's Landry, it's Donovan Peoples-Jones. It's batted around, caught by Landry. Touchdown Browns in the back of the end zone. I did a lot of research for that joke, and I found in doing that research, I found a 15-year-old video of Cantor Shipman singing "Sweet Home Chicago" on the Bima of B'nai Jeshurun, and the band that night was Hot. So I will be dropping the link in the chat later. You can check that out after the show. Changing gears a little bit. The other day I had to change a light bulb, so I got out my step ladder. It'll never be my real ladder. I'm obsessed with how things got their name, and I think that the name stepladder is kind of silly. I've become obsessed with this one product called the Pooper Scooper. It's a pretty well named product. Everyone knows what it is. It's kind of like an extendo grabber device for dog poop. It could have been named slightly better though. It could think about it. The pooper, that's the dog, and the scooper, that's me. I am the scooper. It could have just as easily been named the Poop Scoop. It already rhymes, and it's grammatically correct. I feel basically the exact same way about that as I do about the squatty potty. I am doing both the squatting and the pottying, and this product is doing neither. It could have just easily been called the shitter sitter. I don't really understand. worst named product by far is the Windbreaker. It's just a casual jacket, but it's named like it's some Game of Thrones sword or some superhero, like it's gonna smash the wind. Here if you can tell the difference. I'll be right there. I'm just gonna go grab my Windbreaker. Or oh yeah, I'm gonna be right there. I'm just gonna grab Windbreaker. Oh, did you pluck Windbreaker from the enchanted Cave of Wonders? Nay. Did our wise benevolent king bequeath Windbreaker to you to defend the realm? Nay, 'twas the discount rack at J.C. Penney. And also pick one up at Walmart. Okay, I got this one last joke and one last story. And it's important that I tell you all that this is a true story. This actually happened to me. I didn't write this. It happened when I was back in college getting ready to study abroad. And it felt like every day for about a month, I had to go every single day to the study abroad office to make sure that credits were going to transfer over or to make sure that my health insurance was going to work. And every time I go to this office, it's the same story. You have to put your name in and wait for your name to be called. And usually that's a lot of people in the waiting room. So you just do your homework or read a magazine or something. And it's not a big deal. Except for this one day when there was no one in the waiting room, which was strange, except for one Asian girl. Now, how did I know she was Asian? She looked Asian. I made a guess. She looked Asian, and I made that guess. People look the way they look. Take me, for example. I look like anti-Semitic propaganda. I look like there's political cartoons. There's political cartoons. I'm sure you've seen them in the history books where people, they kind of look like me. They're usually holding a bag of money. They're leaning on top of the entire world. Yeah, I'll just do it for you. It stings a little bit, but the political cartoonist for the Dreyfus Affair, they really nailed me. Okay, whatever. People look the way they look. So I get to the office, and I put my name in for the front desk, and I go to sit down. And the person behind the front desk calls out, "Young Jew," and I go, and the Asian girl stands up and walks on out. And that happened to me when I was in college. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Josh Kramer, and most of you have known me my entire life. Thank you.